Ready?
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي خلق اللوح والقلم وعلم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا سيد العرب والعجم وعلى آله وصحبه الذين نصروا الحق وكسروا الصنم. ثم أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من همزه ونفخه ونفثه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش. فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. So welcome to our first when we are resuming our tafsir lessons since we paused 1 week for Eid last week. So we stopped at Surah Al-Takathur last time. Surah Al-Takathur. So now we are on Surah Al-Qari'ah. The next surah which follows, if we go from the back from Surah Al-Nas, then the next surah is Surah Al-Qari'ah. And Surah Al-Qari'ah is a surah which is a surah Makkiyah. Can anybody tell what's the difference between a surah Makkiyah and a surah Madaniyah? When we have this classification of the surah being Makki and the surah being Madani. What does the Madani surah mean? Revealed in Medina? No, that's incorrect. So I mentioned before that a Makki surah is a surah which is revealed before the Hijrah. Before the Hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ is called a Makki surah. After the Hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ, any surah is called a Madani surah, even if it was revealed in Makkah, even if it was revealed in Tabuk, even if it was revealed in Husnain, wherever it was, it's called as a Madani surah because it was revealed after the Hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ. Makki and Madani has no relation to locality, has no relation to geography, it's in relation to time. In regards to prior hijrah or after the hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ. For example, Surah Al-Nasr, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ is called as a Madani surah, even though it was revealed in Makkah al-Mukarramah. So Surah Al-Qari'ah is a Makki surah, meaning it was revealed in Makkah before the hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ, meaning it was revealed in Makkah. So here is in relation to geography as well, if we say Makki surah. So Surah Al-Qari'ah is similar to the surah that come before it, meaning that it deals with Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of resurrection, it deals with the Akhirah, the afterlife, heaven and hell, the judgment of mankind. Surah Al-Qari'ah. Al-Qari'ah, what is Al-Qari'ah? Al-Qari'ah is from the names of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of recompense, the day of resurrection, has so many names. When we look at the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, we have, for example, Surah we have Al-Haqqa, we have Al-Qari'ah, Yawm al-Din, we have Yawm al-Qiyamah. We have so many names, Al-Ghashiyah, so many names for Yawm al-Qiyamah. And when something has so many names, when the Arabs gave something so many names, then that alluded to the fact of importance, the fact of how important that thing was. To give it more importance, like for example, the word lion in Arabic language has more than, some of the linguists have counted to 300 words for the meaning of lion, the animal. Similar to that, sword. The sword has so many names in the Arabic language because they gave importance to the sword, they gave importance to the land, they gave importance to these things, hence why they named it with many terms. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is drawing our attention to the fact that Yawm al-Qiyamah is so important that it should be on your mind. Its importance should be revealed in that fact that it has been given so many names by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by His Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So Al-Qari'ah is one of the names of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Al-Qari'ah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins the surah with one word, Al-Qari'ah, which when we look at the translation says, the striking calamity. Because Qari'ah comes from the word Qara'a. Qara'a, which means to strike something, ad-darbu bi-shiddah. To strike something with severity. To strike something with extreme harshness. That's what it's called as what Qara'a means. But many times it's easier to say that somebody has knocked on the door, for example. To knock something, to strike something. That's what Qara'a means. Now we get Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. And he said also that this word Qari'ah, it means to strike something with such force that the thing that the thing that is being struck, it makes a sound, it makes a screeching, it makes a screaming sound. That's the actual meaning of the word Qari'ah. And Imam Tabari rahmahullah ta'ala, the prince of the Mufassirun, he mentions that why is this Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of resurrection, why is it called as Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity, the thing which strikes something with such harshness, such severity, such force, that it makes a screeching, a screaming sound, the thing that is being hit, the things that are being struck and hit, because that is the effect Yawm al-Qiyamah will have on the hearts of people. That's how it will have an effect on the qulub, the afidah, the hearts of people, that their hearts will be struck with such terror on Yawm al-Qiyamah. The Yawm al-Qiyamah is named as Al-Qari'ah. Al-Qari'ah. So that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts this surah, by saying Al-Qari'ah. That's quite a strange way to start a sentence. With one word. A one-word sentence, Al-Qari'ah. Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just say one word, Al-Qari'ah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not give a complete sentence, just one word. The one ayah, Al-Qari'ah, in order to draw our attention. For example, if I were to say to somebody that there's a palace, and as I stop there's a palace, then what comes to the mind of the person? Okay, what about that palace? What is that palace like? How is it? What does it look like? All these questions will come to the mind of a person because that's how our minds work, that's how our intellects they work. Hence why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same way, He starts the surah with just this one word, Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. So somebody, the listener will think, the striking calamity, okay, what about that striking calamity? What is that striking calamity? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered that by the next ayah, Mal-Qari'ah, wa ma adraka mal-Qari'ah. Mal-Qari'ah, what is that Qari'ah? What is that striking calamity? وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةُ? And what is it that will make you to know what that striking calamity is? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts with one word, Al-Qari'ah, to draw the attention of the listener. The Kuffar of Quraysh, as mentioned, this surah is a Makki surah. And from the beliefs of the people of Makkah, of the Kuffar of Quraysh, they did not have any concept of an akhirah. إِذْ هِيَ إِلَّا حَيَاتُنَا الدُّنْيَا نَمُوتُ وَنَحْيَا وَمَا يُهْلِكُنَا إِلَّا الدَّهْرُ. That is only our life that we live, and then there is nothing after death. Only time will kill us. We will only die because of time. There is no resurrection to come after time. So they have no concept of akhirah. They have no concept of Jannah and Jahannam, of being held accountable for your deeds. So hence why Allah subhanahu, many of the surah which are Makkiyah, they focus on aqidah, they focus on belief, they focus on creed, because in order to make Islam rectification of a society, first the aqaid needs to be rectified. First the hearts of the people need to be rectified. If their souls are not rectified, how will their actions be rectified? How will their deeds be rectified? How will the society be rectified if their hearts are not rectified? And what is stored within our hearts? It is our aqidah, it is our belief, it is our creed, it is the doctrine that we hold to. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins by talking about Yawm al-Qiyamah, Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. In order to build anticipation in the list as to what is to come next, Al-Qari'ah, the striking calamity. And that is, what is the striking calamities? Then the second ayah, Mal-Qari'ah, again there is takrar, there is repetition. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to create some form of suspense. Some form of suspense to the listener, the striking calamity. What is the striking calamity? وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا-الْقَارِعَةُ. And what is it that will make you to know what the striking calamity is? That is the first three ayahs, they mention the word qari'ah 3 times. Al-Qari'ah, Mal-Qari'ah, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ in order to develop something in the listener, in order to develop anticipation, suspense, attention in the listener, so that their attention is grabbed, in order so that they listen attentively to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the qari'ah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains what is that qari'ah. And Allah mentions يَوْمَ يَكُونُ النَّاسُ كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ. That qari'ah, that striking calamity, is a day when people will be like moths who are dispersed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a comparison between how mankind will be on Yawm al-Qiyamah to something we can see in this life, something tangible, something we can relate to, especially in the deserts of Arabia. For when they didn't have electricity, they didn't have lights like how we have today, what they did, they would light a fire in the night time, they would light a fire. And hence why, as many of us know, that when you light a fire, all these insects, they come rushing toward that fire. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ alludes to in Sahih Muslim, Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He says that our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that إِنَّمَا مَثَلِي وَمَثَلُكُمْ, that my example and your example is كَمَثَلِ رَجُلٍ اسْتَوْقَدَ نَارًا فَجَعَلَتِ الدَّوَابُ وَالْفَرَاشُ يَقَعْنَ فِيهِ وَأَنَا آخِذٌ بِحُجَزِكُمْ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأَنْتُمْ تَقَحَّمُونَ فِيهَا. That my example and your example, the example of the Prophet ﷺ and the example of his ummah. And who is his ummah? His ummah is all of mankind. All people, I am a messenger to all of you. إِنِّي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ إِلَيْكُمْ جَمِيعًا. I am a messenger to all of mankind. So his ummah, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, is divided into two categories. Ummatul ijaba and ummatul da'wah. The ummah who have answered and the ummah of calling. Ummatul ijaba is me and you. Those who have answered the call of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Those who have testified to the kalima of shahada, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is called, we are called the ummah of ijaba. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. Oh, you believe? Answer the call of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. When He calls you to that which gives you life. Life in the akhirah, everlasting life. حياة which is sarmadiyya, abadiyya. Life which is perpetual. Your life in the akhirah. So Ummatul Ijaba are those who have testified to the kalima, those who are Muslims. And the other portion of the Ummah of the Prophet ﷺ is Ummatul Da'wah, the Ummah of calling, the Ummah who have not yet embraced the faith of Islam. So my example and the example of my Ummah is the example of a person who lights a fire. And the insects and the various different insects, they come and they try their best to fall into the fire. As we see, as is tangible by us, that these insects, the moths and the flies and the all these insects, they try to jump into the fire. Even with these lights that we have, they try to go, even though that will kill them, but yet they try to. And the person here is alluded, because of your disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of your disobedience to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because of your violating of the hudud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of your persistence upon bid'at, because of your persistence upon khurafat, because of your persistence upon making shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you seek yourselves to throw yourselves into the fire. وَأَنَا آخِرٌ بِحُجَزِكُمْ عَنِ النَّارِ. However, I am grabbing you, taking hold of you by your waists to take you out of the fire. That is how the shafqa and the kind of our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that he tried his level best to save the people from throwing themselves into the fire of Jannah. وَلَكِنَّكُمْ تَقَحَّمُونَ فِيهَا. But you yourselves, you are trying to throw yourselves into the fire of Jannah. If only we took heed to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the sunnah of his Nabi sallallahu wa sallam alayhi. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here in this fourth ayah, He draws a parallel between how mankind will be to something we visualize, something we can see, something we see with our own eyes. That is the example of moths. Something in moths. يَوْمَ يَكُونُ النَّاسُ كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ. Not any type of moths, but those which are mabthuth, those which are scattered, dispersed. كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوث. That's how we will be on Yawm al-Qiyamah. When people and all of mankind are raised out of their qubur, out of their graves, then they'll be aimlessly wandering around, aimlessly being driven toward their reckoning, being driven towards their accountability before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their judgment in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They do not, as if they do not have any sense, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, that you see mankind as if they are drunk, but they are not drunk. But the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is severe. Hence why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the imagery of moths. He did not use any other imagery. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran uses many other insects. He uses, for example, bees, for example, the nahl and the nabla, the ants. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the imagery of moths. Because moths, when they flock, then they have no order to them. They have no order to them. They are all together. They are, I don't have to describe it. They are just all flocked together in one go. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, in Surah Al-Qamar, He gives us another example of how mankind will be. When He says subhanahu wa ta'ala, كَأَنَّهُمْ جَرَادٌ مُنْتَشِرٌ, as if they are scattered in locusts. So first mankind will be like moths. They will have no clue, no idea where they are going, what is going on. They have no sense of order. They will be just aimlessly wandering around like moths, just scattered around. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes them as being locusts. And locusts, when you think of locusts, when they come to destroy any crops or any land, then they arrive in their droves, they arrive plentiful in their number, but they have aim as to where they are going. Meaning that mankind will have aim as to where they are paradise. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just draws up an imagery of how mankind will be at Yawm al-Qiyamah. They'll be like moths. They'll be like moths that are scattered. And this word, mabthuth, kal-farash mabthuth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, likewise, He also mentions this word mabthuth in another place in Juz Amma. Can you think where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word mabthuth? In Surah Al-Ghashiyah. وَزَرَابِيُّ مَبْثُوثًا, talking about the delights of the people of paradise, like the gardens of paradise, the muttaqeen, the people of taqwa, the people of Islam, the people who have believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have so many, they will have this blessing and that blessing. وَزَرَابِيُّ مَبْثُوثًا, and they will have carpets that are spread out. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the same word, disperse, spread out. One time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses it in a sense of condemnation of them, as in here, كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses that same word in a mode of madh, of praising them. So the people of Jannah will have carpets that are spread out. We will mention that when Allah uses the same word for moths, then it's as if they are aimless, they are just wandering around, they have no idea where they are going. So then how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use the same word to describe the carpets being spread out in paradise? Because the Muslims have written that when somebody has so much wealth, somebody has so much money, so much wealth, they do not know what to do with that money, what do they do? They just spend it here and here and everywhere. The same way, the people of Jannah, the people of paradise, because paradise is not something small. Paradise, Jannah is not something small. Like, for example, subhanAllah, I think sometimes, like in the summer days that we have, as we have been having, just by rain, subhanAllah. But if you go to any huge, large park, if you go to any massive park, and you look there, and you think that this park is so massive, imagine having possession and ownership of this whole massive park. Beautiful trees, flowers, greenery, and you just wonder, imagine this is mine. And then you imagine this, then you think this is nothing. This is nothing compared to the gardens of paradise. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, what do you say to the last person to enter into paradise? اذهب ولك الدنيا ومثلها 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 وعشرة أمثاله. The lowest of people to enter into paradise, go. And for you is the whole dominion of the earth is for you. In the garden of paradise, the whole dominion, the whole land of the earth is yours. Not only that, وَمِثْلُهَا, and its likeness again. وَمِثْلُهَا, its likeness again. وَعَشْرَةُ أَمْثَالِهِ, And 10 times of that, 13 times of this whole dunya will be given to the lowest of people to enter into paradise. So that's how much the lowest person to enter into Jannah will have in their possession. How then about the people will enter Jannah before him. So that's why the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses is very fitting. It's befitting. That was Arabiyu mabthutha. That the carpets spread out in paradise will be spread out, will be dispersed. Meaning that they will have no care where these carpets are spread out because they have so much land, so much in their possession. 13 times of this dunya in their ownership, they will have no care where the carpets are being spread. So as you can see the balagha, the eloquence of the Quran, the same word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses for the people when they are in a state of panic, a state of terror on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And the same word uses for the inhabitants of the gardens of paradise. They will be enjoying, they will be having so much luxury in the gardens of paradise. They will have no care where their carpets are being spread, where their palaces will be built, where anything will be happening. Because they will have so much in their possession, so much in their ownership, so much they will have. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the gardens of paradise. So we mentioned that يَوْمَ يَكُونُ النَّاسُ كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ. People of the Yawm al-Qiyamah, people when that qari'ah, when that striking calamity will be brought upon the people, and that qari'ah, that striking calamity, we must always keep in our minds that the angel which is delegated for blowing the horn, for nafkh, for sur, for blowing into the horn, for when this qari'ah is about to be established, that Malak alayhi salatu wasalam, what is his condition, what is his hal, that he is constantly staring, looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, waiting for the command for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come for him to blow into the horn, blow into the horn. And he is described by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and since he has been created for this task, for this task, he has never ever blinked alayhi salatu wasalam, makhafatan out of fear that he may blink, and at that blinking, Allah gives that command and he misses that command. He is ready for giving, for carrying out the order he has been set with alayhi salatu wasalam. So a believer, a mu'min, is never feel secure as to when Yawm al-Qiyamah will be established. Any second, Allah He could give the command. So as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that they see it. People see it as being far off. وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. And we see it as being extremely near to them, extremely close to them. They're reckoning اقترب للناس حسابهم. The reckoning of mankind has been brought near to them, has been brought close in proximity to them. But yet we are heedless and we are negligent in regards to the reality of when Yawm al-Qiyamah will be established. When it will be established? At any given moment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could give the command for Yawm al-Qiyamah to come about upon us. And when Yawm al-Qiyamah, when Yawm al-Qiyamah will be set, when the angel will blow into the horn, then mankind will be in a state of panic. They will be كَالْفَرَاشِ الْمَبْثُوثِ. They will be as if they are moths scattered far and wide. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْعِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. And the fact that mountains, when the qari'ah is established, and that qari'ah, that belief in Yawm al-Qiyamah, is an integral part of our iman. As we know that the very first thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, أَلِفْ لَامْ مِيم ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Those who believe in the unseen, those who have iman in the ghaybiyat, those things which Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam have informed us about, but yet we have not seen them, we have not visualized them, we have not seen them. They are not tangible for us to measure with, for us to feel with our hands, for us to visualize with our eyes, for us to listen with our ears. However, our iman in those things should be so much as if we have seen them. We believe in them, ru'ya al-ayn, as if we have seen them with our eyes. And among them is iman bil yawm al-akhir. to have belief in Yawm al-Akhir, to have belief in Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of terror, the day of fright when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge all of His makhluk, all of His creation. And on that day, وَتَكُونُ الْجِبَالُ كَالْعِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. Mountains will be as if they are wool fluffed up. The mountains which we see as a huge creation, which mountains are given as a parable for things which are physical and things which are not physical. When somebody is extremely strong, we say they are strong as a mountain. When somebody is extremely knowledgeable, what do you say? They have you describe them as being like a mountain, like Ahmed rahmahullah ta'ala, when he describes Imam Bukhari rahmahullah ta'ala, he describes them as being Jabal al-Hifzi, a mountain of knowledge. So they have a mountain of knowledge, a mountain of hifz. So a mountain, there's massive, huge creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are used both as a metaphor for things which are strong physically and things which are strong mentally. Those same mountains which are used for a metaphor of strength on Yawm al-Qiyamah, they will be كَالْعِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ. They will be as if they are wool, fluffed up. And the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses is ihn. Ihn is a type of wool which is of various colors, different colors, because the mountains, they are not all just one color, they are various different colors. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions وَمِنَ الْجِبَالِ جُدَدٌ بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابيب سود. And the mountains, from the mountains they are various tracks, various ways, various paths for you to take. They are بيض, white. They are حمر, they are red in color. And they are مختلف ألوانها, various colors. وغرابيب سود, and being extremely black in their color. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala affirmed for us for the fact that mountains are of various colors. Hence when we use this word ihn, it is extremely befitting because the ihn is a type of wool which is of various colors, of different colors, of different pigments. So Allah, that is the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to describe the mountains of Yawm al-Qiyamah. They will be كَالْعِهْنِ الْمَنْفُوشِ, and they are wool, various colors of wool fluffed up, manfush, and they are fluffed up. They are going to show for us that mountains, which we see as so strong and so concrete, and they are so stable, how they are, today, they are a single form of machinery that can measure the weight of a mountain. No machinery, no technology can measure the weight of a mountain. That is how great and how humongous they are. How the top, the base that we see of a mountain is like an iceberg, tiny on the top, but huge underneath the earth. Such huge creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mountains. That on Yawm al-Qiyamah, they'll be ruined, they'll be crumbled into utter ruin. They'll be as if they are pieces of wool fluffed up. That is the condition that mountains will be. So if that is the condition of mountains, what will be the condition of Banu Adam? What will be the condition of flesh and bone? That is the condition of mountains. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to draw our attention to. That if that is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will deal with these massive, huge, humongous mountains, then you should make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you safety on that day. That He grants you security on the Yawm al-Qiyamah. Because that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do with the mountains. How will He do with humankind? How will the condition of mankind be on Yawm al-Qiyamah? On the day when Allah will have so much ghadab and anger which He has never had before subhanahu wa ta'ala. The same mountain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described وَقُسَّتِ الْجِبَالُ بَسًّا فَكَانَتْ هَبَاءً مُنْبَثًّا. When mountains will be broken, قُسَّتِ الْجِبَالُ بَسًّا فَكَانَتْ هَبَاءً مُنْبَثًّا. They will be like scattered pieces of dust. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes as being وَكَانَتْ الْجِبَالُ كَثِيبًا مَهِيلًا. Those huge mountains, what will they be like on Yawm al-Qiyamah? They'll be like a pile, they'll be like a heap of sand pouring down. Like for example, when you go to the beach and you have a heap of sand and you make it into a sand, what happens? They will just pour down. It has no strength to it, whatsoever. The same way, those mountains, huge creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be on Yawm al-Qiyamah. So how will mankind be on Yawm al-Qiyamah? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for safety and security on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. I think we'll pause there for today, inshallah ta'ala, to complete the surah, the second half of Surah Al-Qari'ah next Wednesday, which will deal with the next portion of Yawm al-Qiyamah in regards to judging of mankind, the scales of mankind, Jannah and Jahannam, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described that affair in this surah of Surah Al-Qari'ah. Subhanallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.